Bashers. Hey, Bashers. It is 5:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York City. How are you all today? Let me fix this a little bit low. How are you today on Wish You Were Wednesdays? I'm glad to have you here. My name's Dirk, if you're new to the channel. This is the iBashers. It's an everyday show where we all get together, my little gang right here on the list. And we get together and we talk about stuff. It could be about anything. And Wish You Were Wednesdays has become a show where we reflect upon when we were younger, what our dreams were. We share pictures. We talk about each other's dreams, stuff like that. And on Friday night, we get drunk with Ashina and talk a lot of shit. Because that's fun too. You don't always have to be poly purebred, but sometimes you just want to be. We can all do better in life, and the 4 days I do during the week is to make up for what I do on Friday. We're in the Milgauss today. I know you guys are all big. I've been, ad nauseum wearing the Speedy because why would you not? Because it's so gorgeous and I just can't get enough of it. And I got my little loom things. It's like what I did last night was I never sleep with a watch. I slept with my watch last night, but I did this beforehand. Then I looked at it and then I put my head down. Then I looked at it and then put my head down. Then I looked at it and put my head down. Ah, boy, the stuff we get up to is nuts. Let's see who got in there at number one. Can you believe it? Melly C, the purple one. Hello, Dirk and all the bashers. Big hearts to Melly C and all the beautiful ladies of the bash. We salute you. Melly C, I'm so thrilled. That's amazing. Got in there at number one. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, for those of you who don't know the show, somebody told me that the other day. Sometimes you might have some new listeners. Yeah, maybe so. I'm just, I feel like I know almost all of you. So whenever a new person comes in, everybody's so welcoming, which is, I'm grateful for. Because it is a little club. You know how like when you love a band and they're the greatest. And then all of a sudden they have a hit single or whatever. Not that that's happened. And if it doesn't happen, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. You go, well, they sold out, man. Those guys aren't real fans. That's happened to me with a couple of bands. Obviously not when I was very young, because the ones I gravitated to were already popular. So I was one of those new people. But underground bands, the first two records are amazing, and then they sold out, man. Just sold out. And then I came really late to some bands. Really, really late. Like U2. And I think about a band like U2, because I'm a fan, a huge fan, tremendous fan. I'm the best fan, tremendous big. I'm big. I'm the bigliest fan. I got into them really late, even though I saw them live really early. And I've said this before on the show. Mimi took me to see a bunch of. She took me to so many shows. She was into kind of alternative and new wave, and it was not my scene, but she's such an incredible barometer for good music and a terrific musician herself. Gorgeous guitar player and a lovely singer. And that's probably why I gravitated towards her over her brother as my new bestie. Because I love the music. She turned me on to Kate Bush. She turned me on to Annie Haslam. So many Renaissance, so many great things. But she took me to see U2 at a place called Malibu on Long Island. And like I said, she asked me what I thought of them. And I said, oh, the singer was really good. And then I just didn't care after that. And then I thought they were a pretentious pack, wad of full of themselves, saviors. And I just wasn't into them. And then they put out Achtung Baby, and I went, oh man, this record's amazing. And I fell in love with them from that record. And then I went backwards and went, okay, you were wrong, except for Rattle and Hum, which should be burned and no one should ever see it again, because they're just so full of themselves. And it's just, of course they had to go away and dream it all up again, which is what Bono said they were going to do. And they did. And just started taking the piss out of themselves. Because we can't be that serious about ourselves all the time, can we? And they took themselves very seriously. Now, I'm a defender of Bono now because the proof is in the pudding. That guy's not all talk. That guy's he says he's going to do something, he does. Done an incredible amount of nonpartisan charity work, and that's the way you get things done. Because if you just remain partisan to your political ethos and practices, then you got to be able to put your hand across the aisle to try to make a deal with people who don't agree with you. And he does that, like, having meetings with George Bush and crazy stuff. Read his book, Surrender. It was a great book. I don't know why that came to mind just from this off the top of my head, but I just ramble on, as you know. That book, and I got the audio book because, that's what I do now. It was a really long book, but I've probably listened to it 3 or 4 times. And he's not blowing smoke up his own ass, as some do. He's not. He's done a lot of cool shit, and I think that guy's made some unbelievable music. And I've been a fan for a long time. And it's really interesting because in 2000, 2 albums came out at the same time. All That You Can't Leave Behind, which was kind of their comeback record, and Sing When You're Winning. That's Robbie Williams, who I'm also a big fan of. Mysteriously to some of my friends who don't like him, but I think he's made some of the greatest pop music I've ever heard. And I like him. He's cheeky and fun. Americans don't get cheeky. That's why he was never popular in the United States. But I remember buying both records at the same time. I put on his record first because I loved America got a compilation called The Ego Is Landed. So I didn't have those first couple of records. I just basically had heard that one compilation and I loved it. And I didn't like the first song off the top. And then I put on the YouTube record, and I forgot about the Robbie record for about a year, and I went back to it and I loved it. And I think it's the best record he's ever made. But that happens with art. You just sometimes don't know what's good and what's bad. But what was I going to say about All That You Can't Leave Behind? Yeah, that record, because they had made a record called Pop and it failed tremendously, and that is my favorite U2 record because they're just making fun of themselves, and we got to do that once in a while, right? Let's not all be so serious about our shit. Who cares? I like being a singer in a band myself. I used to go, what did they say? What did they say? What do they think? What do they, you can't do that. Why do that to yourself? Make your art, do your job, whatever it is that makes you happy, continue to do it as long as it makes you happy. And don't be so worried about what other people think about it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, if it's what you do is very successful, you could be the greatest stockbroker in the world, or the greatest pharmacist in the world, the greatest guitar player, rock star, whatever it is in your field. If you love doing it, that old adage, if you love your work, if you love your job, you'll never put in a day's work. And it's true, through the whatever little trials and tribs that I've had to go through recently, I've been so lucky to have some collaborative musical works that I've been working on, like later at night when I can just focus on something that makes me happy, as opposed to things that'll help me survive. Because there's a difference. Anyway, that went on so long. What are you gonna do? It's not such a big deal. I just like, people ask me all the time, like, you always seem so upbeat. That's caffeine. But listen, man, we all have dark sides. We all have a place where we go in the shadows, and we just want to curl up. I find napping is a great way to do that. I'm a big proponent of the nap, because sometimes after you've put in an exhausting morning, if you got a couple of minutes in the afternoon, some people don't because of their jobs. But if you can find a place of solace in the middle of the maelstrom, it helps me. It helps me a lot. Finding your place is always a nice thing to do for yourself. Because remember, even if you're wonderful and you're helping people out, which I love, and I say that all the time, let's all try to figure out a way to pay it forward. If you can't find time for yourself, then that's a really big problem, because you cannot. Well, what is that other saying? And I hate sayings for the most part, but if you don't love yourself, how can you love anybody else? And that's very, very true. And if you can't help yourself to a degree, then how can you really help anybody else? It's really a sad thing. Anyway, that's my story about that. Melly C, we love you, man. You rock the world, the women of the bash. I'm so grateful for everybody. I just was reading an email somebody sent me and sounded kind of depressed and lonely, and I wrote back and imparted what I feel like I'm capable to impart. But you can't always directly or indirectly help people out with words. Sometimes actions are better. Anyway, panel power, so close to making it 8, right? Torno a prenderti. I'll get back to you. Thank you so much. Yes, number 1. It's been a while. Oh, Hitesh thought he got in there at number 1. Please remember to upvote all. Thank you. If you can upvote, man, it makes my world, makes my day, makes us so smart. I've still not seen that stupid god. What is that thing called? The button. What is the button called that now everybody, the hype button? I haven't seen it. Does it exist? I don't know. But panel power, magnanimous as always. Congratulations to Melly C. Because you know what? Cheers to you, beautiful. Both of you. See? This guy, I know, love this guy. Hitashi, congrats, Melly C. My server must be slow. And Andy, I'm the only good things guy coming in really early. Good evening, kind sir. Wishing you and yours only good things. He's the only good things guy. Let's just try to focus on only good things. Here comes a really tough time of the year for everybody. Now we have Thanksgiving here. I could get into a whole thing on that. And then we have the holidays, the big high holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate for whatever reason. That's your business, not mine. Very depressing time for a lot of people out there, especially people who are, alone. If you don't have a partner or kids or a pet or friends, or you live far away, a lot of people traveling. And I've maybe because Christmas has always been in my town. Like, there's always a place for us to go locally. I've never had to get on a plane, and a lot of people do that. Thanksgiving, oddly enough, is the more traveled holiday. Like I'm a Valley girl. Over the holiday season in December, which I find amazing. And I'm like, okay, nowadays with FaceTime and WhatsApp and all those things, putting yourself through that ringer, and that's depressing too. People get really stressed out because they're like, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to be able to get the gifts and get on a plane and all that stuff. Maybe you shouldn't have to. Maybe you should just make a phone call and go to a local place with your loved one or your friends or whatever, and just say, this year. Now, it's changed dramatically for myself over the last couple of years when my parents left us. That Christmas isn't a thing, and the splintering of the families, because I've got brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews that have all created their beautiful families, and they're starting their holidays. And yes, the invitations are always there, and that's great. And then Julie died last year, my mother-in-law, and that was a Christmas Eve staple every year. And myself, Paul, and his dad have decided that there is no Christmas without Jewel. This would never feel the same. So we opted last year. It was very fresh last year because she had just been gone a couple of weeks. And I can't believe it's coming on a year. Next week, it'll be a year that she left us. She was a very big presence in our life, and she was the champion of all the holidays. She made it all happen. So we decided that we're never going to resume that. I mean, consciously, we actually said we're never going to resume that because it's just too empty without her. It's missing. It's just not the same. And I kind of feel that with holidays. Some people that have been in my life that I've loved, and I'm sure you guys can all relate, when they're gone, those holidays don't feel the same. They just, I mean, yes, you can make new memories. We can all make new memories. We can all do that. But will they have the same impact? Will they make us sadder? I know my father-in-law is very sad about it, and as are we, but for him, it's extra. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about the whole traveling thing. I mean, once we get our ass together and get over to living abroad, my dream, I guess, would be that people would travel if they want to. Christmas, I'll be greedy, say, but how cool would that be? Hey, you want to spend Christmas in Europe? Because Americans love to spend Christmas in Europe, if you didn't know that. They absolutely do. Or they absolutely should, I should say. But yeah, it's amazing. Ray Ray's in the room. He says, "Are they called Tom shots instead of mug shots?" Oh, the thumbnail today was cute, right? It came out really good. The names were amazing. Olaf. I didn't come up with that. I said, just give them really cute names and look at it, you know. Robin's Bird talking about ladies of the bash. Look at you, Melly C. Get up there, you hearts. Look at you, Melly C. Hi, all. Have Robin's Bird. Great to have you. And Dave, still the king. Fahrenheit 451. He upvoted. If you can dance for inspiration. Thanks, Dave. He amazes me. Him and Panel Power have been like, like I said, Federer and Nadal for a long time now. But Dave was there from the beginning at very, very, very close. And like Nick Sisto, who I'll never get over. I'll never get over Nick Sisto leaving me. It's not an ego thing. I'm just like, he was so special, man. As is everybody, but like he was like a serious inside guy, and I really will never understand what happened, but that's what you got to do in life, I guess. I always get sad when I find out a couple is separating that I loved as a couple, and I always get sad when I see like they were married for 30 years and they called it quits. I'm like, why bother? Just go on vacation. But, unless somebody did something really dastardly, like my girlfriend's 24 or something terrible like that, I don't know. I always get so sad of melancholy about that. But when building this little family, as we all did together, I didn't do it by myself. It's kind of rough to see somebody go. That's when people don't show up for a while, I get really nervous. Like, are they okay? I almost had a heart attack when, Angelo disappeared for a while. And, I know he's very, very busy, but luckily I've reached out to him and several others just to find out that they're okay. Because, you get attached to people. That's just how it is. I get very attached. I get attached to teddy bears. I get attached to people. I get attached to animals. I get attached to friendships. I just am old-fashioned in that way. So I don't know. Lord H. Good job at Melly C, says Scotty H. Thanks, man. Of course, Melly C. The purple one. What else can we say? Julian is here. The stars are not wanted now. Put out everyone. Pack up the moon and dismantle the sun. Shit, I wish I wrote that. The stars are not wanted now. Put out everyone and pack up the moon. Dismantle the sun. Is that somebody's lyric? Because it's great. Stars are not wanted now. Put out everyone. Pack up the moon and dismantle the sun. That's beautiful. That is really beautiful. That's about somebody being really dissatisfied with everything. The stars are not wanted now. Wow, that's beautiful, right, Julian? If all the world is a stage and all the men and women merely players, where do all the audiences come from? They bring the tomatoes, as we'd say in New York. Yeah, we went to the play. It sucked, so we threw tomatoes. Windows, tomatoes. I live with somebody who speaks like that. That's pretty funny. The windows. Why do I find it so amusing? But I just do. If presidents can't do it to their wives, they do it to their country. There you go. Oh, vey. Invention, my dear friends, is 93% perspiration, 6% electricity, 4% evaporation, and 2% butterscotch ripple. Yeah, that's the 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration. That's a play on that. And like people have asked me, like, I know a lot of people that are like, I can't believe you get on stage and sing in front of people. I know a lot of people who love to do it more than I do, because that is not exactly my wheelhouse when it comes to, like, I get stage fright, especially if I hadn't done it for a long time. And I've always said that it was 10% love and 90% fear, and then once you get up there, you're generally fine. It's just the anticipation of it all. That's beautiful, though, and I agree 100%. The Earth is going to be here after we're dead and gone, even if it's a polluted planet they messed up. Where do they go from here to other planets so they can mess that up too? Well, you guys know I'm into the planetary sciences and all that stuff. It's kind of my hobby. I'm no astrophysicist or anything like that, but I watch all those guys and I read all their books and all that stuff. And I have a basic understanding of the theory and special theories of relativity and all that stuff. And I'm obsessed with, you know, extraterrestrial possibilities and exploration of, because listen, we don't understand dimension really at this point, and we're so far away from Alpha Centauri being the closest thing, 4.3 light years away, and we'll never get there. I think we'll blow ourselves up or just ruin the planet before we ever come up with the smarts and the technology to get us there, until we learn how to bend space time, because there's no way we can get there with propulsion. I don't think so. And then there's the thing about light speed. Can you go to light speed, or can you go past light speed? And like in Star Trek, I mean, as far as our understanding is now, is no, we can't do that. But then there's the special theory of bending space time and blah blah blah. It's very possible. I don't think we'll ever get there, and I don't mean to be like, wah, 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 wah. But if we're able to overcome our differences, maybe we'll have a shot. Maybe we'll have a shot, because we built all those nasty things that can destroy us in minutes. And I hope we never use them, but they're there, and that's always very daunting. I mean, people thought about that during the Cold War. Get under the desk, like that's going to save you from a nuclear weapon. The air raid shelter. Nah, it's not going to do it. None of that's going to help you. But it would be nice to dream about that. And if we went to another planet, yeah, we drilled, baby, drill. What would we do when we got there? We'd start raping its resources. Yeah, blah, blah. What we have here is the perfect world for us. It's perfect. And we are 2 steps forward, 3 steps back on figuring out a way. The biggest problem that we have right now is we're going to overpopulate the earth. People just aren't dying the way they used to. And they say the birth rate is lower, but I mean, like I said, when I was born, there was 5 billion people in the world, and now there's 9 or maybe more at this point. So I don't know. You can just say, who cares? Well done, Melly C. Happy hump day, everyone. Sweet thumbnail, Dirk. It was a good one today, right? I thought it was super cute. I got a good giggle out of it. Thanks, Steve. Andrew Wolkowicz coming in hard with $5 Canadian. Melly C. This makes me so happy. Me too. I'm working. We'll watch when I can. Be kind and give Dirk some love. She always does. Upvote. And, Eminem Madness makes me happy. Just makes me happy. And isn't that a great thing? Thank you. Let's give you the Andrew Volkovich. Remember when I used to call you Andrew Volkovich? Volkovich, because the W's and the V's in that part of the world are interchangeable. Bang. Thanks, buddy boy. Franco Fiore, please upvote. Grazie mille, signore. Thank you. Upvote if you can. This is a place where we hang out. We talk. We have coffee. We talk. I'm almost done with my coffee right now. Now I'm done with my coffee. Delicious. Steve Mac 3. 12 is a magical number that you'll ever do. Good evening, my dear Basherdirks. Good evening to you from Scotland. And Joe, I know, Joe. When I saw Olaf, I had a good giggle. I didn't ask for it. Do you know I once knew an Olaf? We were on tour with this band called Sergeant Fury. Look them up if you like rock and roll. as a lot of you do. They were this amazing band called Sergeant Fury, and they were a German band, but they had a Scottish singer. I've mentioned him on the show. His name is Mac, and he's no longer with us. And one of the guitar players, and my favorite guy in the band, was named Olaf. What a great name, Olaf. It's killer. Dino's in the room. Thanks for explaining. I read the comments. Thank you, Dino. I appreciate you explaining to, I think it was Brad. It's like, whatever happened to Sam-led consulting? And yeah, he's not, he might have got banned by the big guy back in the day. But you know me, I'm not a banner. If you want to come in and do that, I had yeah, I did. I reached out to him. You're right. Thank you for that. You really succinctly nailed it. It's very, very true. Just because you have an argument with Fran doesn't mean you can't be friends with Harry, and just because you had an argument with Harry doesn't mean you can't still sleep with his wife. Kyle D is here. Hey, Kyle D. You always by far have the best AI thumbnails. Thanks. What program do you use? Chat GPT. Chat GPT. And thank you. That's very nice. They're not, sometimes they come out better than other times. In the beginning, I thought that it was marvelous, perfect. Everything about it. It was so easy. And then they keep upgrading it. And I've tried a couple of other ones. And I always go back to ChatGPT because I feel like I know how to use it. But thumbnails on YouTube have to be 16 by 9 letterbox. They're the horizontal YouTube standard. ChatGPT for about 6 months has not been able to do it. It gives me 21 by 14, so I have to resize it in Photoshop, and then I add the iBashers logo and whatever else I want to fix on it, if I want to fix anything, which is most of the time. And I ask it all the time, why can't you just give me something in 16 by 9? And it gives me all these excuses from now on. And it just doesn't do it. But I still rely on it. I pay to use it. I subscribe to ChatGPT for that reason, because I use it every day. And listen, I like the thumbnail thing. It's just it's part of my daily routine that gets me prepped for the show and makes me think about what are we going to talk about today. And it's kind of like going to the office, and I love it, because this show, I'm never working a day in my life. I love it. I love it. I love doing everything about it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Fergal's here. Hey, Dirk and the Bashers. Hey, Ferg. Ravi says, finally, well done, Melly. See, #1, nice undergarments, both of ye. You're making fun of my Frankenfurter. Oh. What lovely undergarments you both have. And he just says it as he's walking away. Like, because he couldn't care less about either. It was like, Ashante, what charming undergarments you both have. Just as an aside, which is nuts. I've sent you another email on the Wonderlights. It is a 1.5 kilometer walk around the photo house and gardens for Christmas every year. Why, thanks, Fergal. Wow, I was gobsmacked by that yesterday. It was so beautiful, man. Amazing. Also, big news on Christopher Ward, and I read that. I'm very excited. Dirk about to the ends of the earth. Big news on Christopher Ward for New York. Email about it in your box. I read it. So Christopher Ward is opening up a showroom in New York City. I'm going to go there. I'm going to take you guys with me. Why shouldn't I do that? I'll work a Dirk about for sure. And we'll go look at Christopher Ward. And I'll go in and I'll wear my First and Megan Space or my Bill Gauss, and so they'll treat me nice, right? Like, oh, he's serious. I love Christopher Ward. I would love to have a Christopher Ward, so maybe that'd be great. And it's open for the Christmas season this year. How great is that? Eric B, £4.99. That's like $800 US. I've looked at life from both sides now. What a beautiful song that is. Incredible. Joni Mitchell. More famously, Judy Collins. She had the bigger hit with it here. That happened to a lot of artists back in the day. Back in the day, somebody'd write a great song and like everybody do it. Tom Jones would do it, and Andy Williams would do it, and the Carpenters would do it, and the Paul Williamses of the world. Paul Williams wrote every pop song, like Rainy Days and Mondays and Evergreen and you name it. Paul Williams, that guy's still alive. And he was on this show called The Magnificent Others with Billy Corgan, the guy Smashing Pumpkins guy. He's a little, I don't know. He's a little extra. He's learning. He's learning. He's learning how to talk to people. He mostly wants to turn somebody's conversation into something about him, which is very annoying. But Paul Williams was on there, and I was so shocked to find out that he spent the 70s like doing shitloads of blow. Crazy. Melly C says self-care is it is, and people just don't, man. You gotta take care of yourself before you can even think about taking care of somebody else. You know, you gotta realize that. It's so important. Joe LaFaro says naps. You know what? I took one today because I was out the door. I had to be at the post office early in the morning when they opened for reasons. And then I had Rose a couple of times today. And then I had shopping lists. I had laundry. I had a bunch of stuff. I went to Trader Joe's and I got some of these. They make these delicious. They're like, I guess they're like wontons. They're fried. You know, you bake them when you get them home, and they're filled with like cheese and jalapenos, and they're just delicious. What I like to do is I like to chop them up and put them in a salad. So I put them in a big salad, and after the salad, I just said, you know what? I'm taking a nap. Took an hour nap, and it gives me the ability to have Wednesday part 2. So the whole first part of my day was the chores, and then I take a nap, and then I get to do the show, and then I get to work on some music or whatever I'm working on in the studio. And for me, it works, and I love it. Yeah, I hate being polyproper all the time. Yeah, Ray, you do. Never play to the gallery. I think it's terribly dangerous for an artist to fulfill other people's expectations. I think they generally produce their worst work when they do that. Bowie. Of course, Bowie. Now, here's a perfect example. Thanks for bringing that up, Pal Power. So, Giselle, my other oldest BFF, Mary Ryan, she asked me, I know I asked you this already, but do you like Chapel Roan? And I don't. And it's not that I think she's untalented or anything. It's just that I've seen that shtick before and I've seen it done better. That's just the way I look at it. And I said to her last night on this text thread, I said, listen, Bowie, Grace Jones, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, we've seen all these people do all these different transformations, and Gaga, of course. And, even by the time Gaga got around to it, it was tired. I never liked her Mama Monster shtick. I always thought it was silly because she's got an incredible amount of talent. It transcended that. So far, I don't know enough about Chaperone. I can honestly say none of her songs have hit me at all. Everybody sent them to me. I listened to it. I'm like, all right, she's a drag queen. I get it. Honey, I knew drag queens when they were drag queens. When they were changing the world. And I've told this story before on the show. Back in the day, in like the late 80s and early 90s, hanging around with like RuPaul and Delight and Perfidia and this guy and all these people that went on to change the world for, gay, straight, trans, sweet transvestites, transgender people. I saw the revolution. I was there in the beginning of it. And I was just a regular garden variety gay dude. But we knew these people that were absolutely changing the landscape of society. And I think like the shtick that lady does is like, I've seen it before. And, Bowie and Grace Jones. I mean, who was better than Grace Jones, man? I mean, Bowie, of course, but like, why does Grace Jones not have the respect? She gets respect from the people who respect her, but the whole world should be like she was a genius, because she is. Grace Jones, it's just some of the most amazing stuff ever. And it was so innovative and so completely and unique. She was a revolutionary. I just think that, like I said with the Gaga thing, that wasn't revolutionary. If her talent wasn't there, because she transcends it. Look, she can do jazz and pop and sing The Sound of Music, and she's a great piano player, all that stuff. I don't know about Chapel Roan. It's not really my thing. And I feel like she's pandering. I think she saw a little hole in Gaga's story, like, oh, she's playing it straight now, I'll go in there and dress up in a costume. You know, the theatrical pop world, it's so like going to a concert and seeing, you know, somebody with a bunch of dancers. Now, I don't begrudge those dancers getting their paycheck because I love the arts and I think everybody deserves to perform their art and exhibit their art. But like it gets really boring when you see a troupe of dancers and they're all doing the Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation crap. It's just been so done. For me, for something to really new to tickle my fancy, it has to be kind of like I need to get hit over the head with an anvil and say, wow, what did I just see? And I haven't, you know, been knocked out in a long time by anything like that. Though I've told everybody that latest Gaga record, that Mayhem record, it's the best record she ever made. And I know she was doing a little bit of the monster thing in the videos and stuff, but that's okay. Because I don't even see it anymore because I'm so into music. I was obsessed with that Abracadabra song. It's like, wow, that's such a perfect song. And Disease. Every song on that record's great. So anyway, but yeah, Panel Power 100%. It's so bad. And when you see, or when people try to make their artistic, I'm not getting enough respect. I'm going to make music from the elder, which I love that record. I love it. I love that record, but I understand what they were doing. It was a miscalculation. But when you see people play to commercialism, it's always the worst. And Bowie never did that. His next album never sounded like the one that preceded it. He changed styles entirely. Mart is here. Hey, Mart and Bronson, late to the chat, everyone. Evening all. Hey, great to have you in the show. Christmas in Italy is very nice. You can go to midnight mass at the Vatican. That sounds so shitty, Joe. Who wants to do that? You want to go to St. Peter's Basilica for Christmas? Regardless of anybody's faith, denomination, or whatever. It is one of the most magnificent places I've ever been in my life. I've only ever been there once. And it was striking. So going to midnight mass there would probably be incredible. Christmas, you know, listen, the Italians do everything right. Drooby drooby doo, where are you? He's here. Here we are. Here we are. We are one. Dun, dun. I've been waiting for the night to come. Get up. Now it's time for you to take my place. The makeup running down my face. I'm exiled from the human race. Nobody gets that but us. Because you're in the psycho circus, Drooby-Doo. Joe, that sounds wonderful. It does. Christmas at the Vatican. Yeah, sign me up. iBashers trip. Softcore Terracor. Whoa, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. Softcore Terracor. Softcore Terracor. Ooh, did I just bang my... What did I do? Dirk, do you remember your first walkabout circa 18 months ago, but feels longer? Thoughts and prayers to absent friends. Hope you is well, dude, in the iBashers. Softcore Terracor. I do remember my very first walkabout. I do believe in spooks. I do. Thanks, Softcore Terror. £10. It's like you pay the mortgage with that. It's incredible. Thank you very much for that. Thoughts and prayers to absent friends. Absent Friends. It's a great album by Neil Hannon. It's a great album. Yeah. Thoughts and prayers to absent friends all over the world. Anybody who you haven't reached out to, and I say this a lot, make that phone call or send a text or, you know, give them a bell or drop a card in the mail. I still think it's the getting physical card in the mail from somebody or a postcard. I just think, wow, somebody took the time to do that for me. I'm grateful. I love postcards. Does anybody else love postcards? I don't know. Softcore Terracor, you're amazing. Thank you. Kazoo. Robin Spirit says, that does sound lovely, Joe. I think we should all go to the Vatican for Christmas. What do you say? What say you? Tracy, hey, Tracy, ladies of the bash. I'm assuming Tracy Ferris is the lady of the bash. Because Tracy can be a man's name too. That's from my favorite poem by W.H. Auden, Stop All the Clocks. You guys are the smartest people ever. A 4 weddings quote. There you go. Next time you are in a queue, Google the immortal jellyfish. The immortal. Next time I'm in a, why do I have to be in a queue? The immortal jellyfish. I'll Google it right now. The immortal jellyfish. Oh, yeah, because you think it's an alien, right? Species of small biologically immortal meduzosa found worldwide in temperate to tropic waters. Are they? They can't die? Are medusa members of the subphylum Medusosa, which is a major part of the psyllium Stinara. Jellyfish are mainly free-swimming marine animals, while a few are anchored to seabed. Some are anchored to the seabed. That's a beautiful thing, though. Thank you so much. I can Google from here. I can Google live on the show. Logan's Run in our future. I mean, I'm way past Carousel, Joe. I'm twice Carousel. Year of the Capricorn. Carousel. Now at 8. What is it? What is the line on there? Oh, Carousel has begun. Capricorn. 18 April. So scary. Those people go in there and they're just going to go get incinerated. And they think they're going to get life renewal and they're not. Dino says, no problem. I appreciate that very much, pal. Because you got to it before I did. Ray says that Morker's rule. Mindy's a fool. Mindy's no fool. She's no fool. She'll kick your ass. Well done, Melly C, says Fergal. Battle power. Cherenkov radiation can travel faster than the speed of light in water, but not faster than light in a vacuum. Right now, did they figure that out at CERN? Probably, but not faster than light in a vacuum. Yeah, I mean, we'll figure shit out eventually, but I don't think we'll ever get anywhere. And I love the whole, the Atlas thing. I'm obsessed with it. I'm still looking at it. I know Avi Loeb is milking it. He's really, really milking it and trying to stir the pot. It's an alien spacecraft, I know he's doing that. But I still am a dreamer, and I would love for it more than anything in the world. I wish it was, and I hope they're spying on us, and they're probably saying, yeah, no need to bother here. Because we haven't gotten that far. We don't pose a threat. We're not even one on the Kardashev scale. And that's really, they would only probably care if we pose some kind of threat, or if we were able to help them. Who knows? But it is doing some weird stuff, but there's a lot of weird stuff out there that we haven't seen yet, right? Of course there is, I'll hook you up with Michael Pearson, who's the guy setting up the new showrooms. Oh, thanks so much. I'd love to go. Please. I'd love to go. Thank you so much. And, God knows they owe you a favor. Self-care is important, says Andy. I'm so important that I will not make inappropriate jokes about it. Not even one small joke. Daniel Gutierrez. Hey, Daniel. Daniel is here on the Bashers tonight. Hello. Hello, fellas. Hey, Daniel. Great to have you. Lady Gaga studied dark occult practices under the Black Witch Marina Abramovich. Listen, there's a chick out there. Her name is Lisa Dalbello. A lot of people stole her shtick. She was known professionally as Dalbello. Mick Ronson was her guitar player, and he produced her record Human Forces. Panel Power, I don't know if you know who she is, but go get the Human Forces record. It's spelled Who Man For Says. But also David Lee Roth copied the cover. The David Lee Roth Eat 'em and Smile, where he's wearing like kind of warrior paint. She did it first. And it's a great, great album. Wait for an Answer was covered by Heart Gonna Go Close to You was covered by Queensryche. And she's a very artistic, interesting lady. And she was into a lot of stuff too. She also discovered Floriza Zigzmandi, I'm probably saying that name wrong, who's gone on to create feature films and lots of music videos. But yeah, how'd the gang? The gang is great, Daniel, and we're even better that you're here. We saw Grace Jones at the Royal Albert Hall many years ago. I've never been in that building. Shame on me. So talented and a wicked sense of humor. She's a goddess. Grace Jones is a goddess. There's no doubts about it. She's a goddess and an innovator and a revolutionary and all those things and beautiful and wonderful and just I love Grace Jones. Dave Fitz, I got to get in the Royal Albert Hall. Evening, lads and ladies. Dave Fitzsimons. I'm late. Oh, it's okay. Was finishing an argument with my better half, and of course she won. Happy wife, happy life. Remember that. Dudes, wake up. Why would you want to win a fight? It's not worth it. No, we're wrong anyway. I love The Elder. No, so do I, Melly. See, it's one of my favorite of their records. I love it. I love even Mr. Blackwell, which is pretty terrible. I never said I was more than I am. Ooh. You know, I don't give a damn. You're not well, Mr. Blackwell. If you can tell. What key is that in? I saw a terrible cover. Oh God, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is such a I hate every second of it. Brandy Carlisle not doing any justice to Black Hole Sun, but Elton John sang God Only Knows, and like God only knows what key that was in. I was like, what? I may not always love you. And I love Elton John. We know this. I've seen him a quadrillion times. I love him. I have all his records. I buy his new records. I bought the record he made with Brandy Carlisle. And it's good. But man, it was so weird. Also, it's funny when a guy's using his hands to play guitar or a piano. Whenever they have to hold a microphone and gesticulate and do stuff, it doesn't work. You know, like imagine like, except for Freddie Mercury, because he was in the most, he played piano and a guitar just for one song. But he was great at that. A lot of guys that like if you take away their instrument, they just don't quite know what to do. Elton John was guilty of that, but I'm not going to say anything bad about Elton John because that would be stupid. But yeah, The Elder is one of my favorite records of all time. Rufus, good evening, Dirk and all the Bashers. Hi, Roof. How are you, my friend? I guess you would have written me if we'd heard anything. Many Padre Fili Spiritu Santi. That's all I can say, my friend. I believe. I really do. I still believe. I can't help but believe I am a man of faith. And that's it. Evening Bashers, Mr. Brooker. Evening Bashers, happy Wednesday. Shall watch the replay. Please. We love you, Nikki Brooker. We love you, Rufus. You know we do, man. Everybody's here for you. Ray says, Nick B. Everybody's happy to see Nick B. Yay. Saw a trailer for a new Logan's Run, Felix. Shut up. Wait a second. Is that what he was talking about? Is that what JoJo was talking about? JoJo is the man. There's gonna be a Logan's Run. Is there gonna be a new Logan's Run? Oh no, they're gonna F that up. Oh, it's gonna be CGI and all kinds of weirdness. Or they want to take the planet's resources like all our water. Well, I have cut a huge 3-acre field for the airfield to land. I just hope they appreciate my efforts. Listen, man, they don't need it. There's plenty of water out there. There's water worlds galore. They certainly don't need it. We're not even really a water world, There's so many we've detected. So they could go elsewhere. They could go elsewhere. I think that there's worlds that are just water. Who knows? There's just nothing we can do. Like, the closest thing is Proxima Red Centauri. And they say it's an eyeball planet. It's tidally locked. And, those kind of stars, those red dwarfs, they're just like radiation. It's like wearing a vintage watch into get an X-ray or whatever. What is that word I'm looking for when you go get mechanical resonance? Joe, help me here. Joe, help me here. An MRI. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. I mean, it's just like there's nobody home there, kids. And people are like, oh, there might be life on that planet. There's definitely not life on that planet. There's definitely not life on that planet. Pam today at Dino, he says, date just then. Nope. Keep going. I think you're wearing your Speedmaster. Hey, Blink. Great to have you on the show from Vietnam, guys. Hello, fellow bashers. Hi. Grace Jones is amazing in the film Boomerang. I agree. So funny. The one-liners are second to none. She's a genius. Everything that woman's ever done has been incredible. Love her. Said it before. Saw Grace Jones in Brighton, UK years ago. She molested. Yes, I said molested a leather armchair for 2 hours. Yeah, she's incredible. Everybody's calling on Blinky. Hey, Blinky, Blinky, Blinky. Batman then? Nope. He's got a big collection. You're not going to guess it, right? Red Dwarfs is politically incorrect now. They're called. I just found out you can't say Middle Eastern anymore. I did not know that. Listen, I'm not pretending I'm up on all the latest etiquettes, but I was just told that you can't refer to somebody as, oh, they're Middle Eastern. Okay. I'm down for calling people what they want to be called. It's like, what is the reason why? I ain't gonna call Middle Eastern. I'm gonna call whatever I want. You know, I remember when that happened when people were saying you can't say Oriental anymore, and they're like, why can't I say that anymore? Because they would prefer that you don't. It's as simple as that. You can say that amongst just your posse. You know, MRI. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I just couldn't go. I said mechanical resonance. There you go. Poor Elton with the hands, bless his heart, was terrible, right? And it was like, if I should always love you, as long as there are stars above you, it was weird. And what key was that in? It was like in 3 different keys. Then the was bad. And he's a genius, you know. It happens, you know. No, Daniel, it's my secret watch collection, not shown on Instagram or YouTube. Only I wear out. Who knows what I may have? Why, are you asking him to do a state of the collection? That's interesting. So what do you call them? Hey, there's Brad. Good evening, Dirk. I have Elton John's Caribou album 74. Oh, it's the, you know, I mean, that slew of the Elton John band records was just incredible. And Caribou was the last one, right? Rock of the Westies was when he fired everybody but Davy Johnston. And yeah, I mean, just imagine like telling like, you know, Nigel Olsen and Dee Murray that now your services are no longer required. Like, why would you do that? I would imagine drugs, alcohol, and paranoia maybe got in the way. But yeah, Caribou's, yeah. I mean, he made great records after that. He did. He made in Rock of the West, he's got a couple of good things. It got a little weird. But Blue Moves has some amazing stuff. Tonight is on. That's one of my favorite Elton John songs ever. And then he made a record in 2000. And then I kind of stopped paying attention. Well, I shouldn't say then I kind of, because I was not even really, even though I saw him in 1980 for 21 and 33 at Central Park. I was there with my friend Brian Healy. And I didn't buy that record because I didn't like any of those records. Oh, little Gina, you got so much love. And Nikita, I wasn't into any of those songs. I'm Still Standing is a great song. But he put out a record called Songs from the West Coast, and he did that in 2000, I believe it was, or 2001. And it's an absolute return to form. Emperor's New Clothes, This Train Don't Stop Here Anymore, I Want Love, American Triangle, the whole album. Look Ma, No Hands. It's a great. I was obsessed with that album. It's amazing. Get it if you can. It's a great record. So yeah. Is it wrong to dislike short people? Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason. Technically, I'm a short person. I'm 5'8". Technically, I'm short. Daniel Gutierrez, Dean, holy crap, a pressy day date. So I've got Jericho. Soft core Jericho. Nothing you could do. Soft core Jericho. Have you been flashing the new watch inadvertently? Does Paul like the new wrist candy? Sure. How would he not? Sure, he likes it. I let him try it on too, and he was enjoying it. I have been. Have I been flashing it? Yeah, I've been wearing it pretty much nonstop. I had to go to a very bad part of town, so I did not wear it there. I actually don't. I feel like they're kids. I just don't. If I'm going to like, I repeatedly have to go to this bad part of town for a very specific reason, and I just tend to not wear a watch because I have to go through a metal detector anyway and take it off. I don't wear a belt because I've learned how to get through it. It's like going through airport security. So yes, I have. So I've called Jericho. Let's go. Let's get him out of the basement. He says, honey, it's suffocating down here. Stop it. Uh, crap. I loved Oriental. I know. It sounds so exotic, right? You could say that about fragrances, like it's an Oriental fragrance. You can say that. Can you say Occidental or am I supposed to be offended? I don't know. It's what are words for when nobody listens anymore? I know. It's just, everybody has, gets offended by things. Listen, and I've said this before, all the kids are saying I'm queer, right? That was when I was young, that was the word you heard before you got punched in the face. It was a very, very, very derogatory. And I guess I should applaud people for taking ownership of it, as lots of other groups of people have done. They've taken a word that has been used to malign them for something very derogatory. But I'll tell you, I don't like that word, and I never liked it. Still don't like it now. Because it just sounds like when somebody say, "Yeah, are you kidding me? He's a queer." I don't like it. Real Oriental people. No. Don't let the sun go down on me. I can only help but think of the George Michael version because it was so good. He did such a great job with that. Nuclear magnetic resonance imaging, but they leave out the nuclear. I went and had an MRI, my very, very first, and I was not wearing my Milgauss, but I could have, right? I did not have a watch on because I got straight out of bed and straight into a taxi and straight to the hospital, and I didn't have a chance. And I did not think I was going to go have an MRI. But I know a lot of people are afraid of them. I mean, it has that weird knocking, knock, 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 knock. Sounds like somebody's banging on like a radiator, or sounds like a metal duct, and somebody's in there with a hammer fixing it. I didn't see what anybody's got to worry about. You go through the little donut. It was so freezing cold in that hospital, and I was sitting outside wearing like 3 of those terrible hospital blankets that are just like toilet paper. They do nothing. And I remember going into that room and they had to take it off. And so all I could think about was how cold I was. And it lasted a little while. I don't know how long. And they had given me something for the pain because I was just, I don't know what they gave me. They gave me some very light medication, IV, so I guess it worked because it was helping. But I didn't. I know a lot of people have a problem with those. They like, oh, they get paranoid or claustrophobic. I don't get claustrophobia, luckily. So Anyway, Blinky says real Oriental people in the Orient have no problem with it. It's only the Americans. See, I believe that. See, they don't want to be called that. Says Amy Miller from Ohio. You're marginalizing them. Speak for yourself, Ohioan. I was once referred to as the Oriental girl in a meeting. I replied, I'm not a carpet. See, I mean, it could work both ways. Oriental carpets. Isn't that crazy when you think about it? Now, when I think about like the great carpets of the world, they come from the Middle East, right? And parts of, Asia. Like what? I don't really know exactly what Oriental means. Like they're from the Orient, right? The Orient encompassed what? Like China, Southeast Asia, parts of India, Pakistan, Turkmenistan. I would imagine. I mean, I should know more about that. What did it mean, and where does that word come from? I don't know the etymology of the word. You just heard it when you were a kid. It's crazy. I'm not a carpet. It's the Oriental girl. I just think of you as like, I know that you're like English and spent most of your time in Australia. I know you have a whole interesting backstory. Ray, not at all. It depends if they have the shirt man syndrome. Short man syndrome, right? Like Napoleon, who, by the way, wasn't short. I just read that he was probably around 5'10". I'm like, everybody was, you can't use the word midget anymore, right? But I just did. I mean, everybody was smaller back then. Tall people were rare, very rare, because there was so much malnutrition in the world. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Who cares? Dean, is your secret Omega watch collection? Anyway, where am I going? It's time Persia. Persia. Well, okay, so now Persia is Iran, modern day Iran, or Iran, as a lot of people from New York say. He's from Iran. Iran so far away. You're thinking of Persian rugs, Egyptian cotton. Yeah, I mean, listen. All the best carpets come from there. Like, people go to those bazaars to get the great deals on carpets and have them sent home because it's beautiful and it's all handcrafted stuff. It's amazing. When people made great things. Anyway, Gallery of Bastards, John. The Gallery of Bastards. The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime views of words. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. Fantastique. Let's start out with Steve McLeod of the Clan McLeod, with some beautiful pictures for you all to see tonight. Thank you, sir. Let's hit it. Let's hit it, people. Gene says there's nothing wrong with short people, but some I've met seem to have a chip on their shoulder. Yeah, I mean, it's overcompensation. It's SDS, as I like to call it. It's not being short. It's another being deficit in another department. And that's usually overreach. Look at this. It's beautiful. This looks like perfect for this time of the season. Amazing. Oh, these are crazy town, man. Wow. Autumn in full display in Scotland. Look at that water. It looks like it looks like a river of blood. Look at that. Oh, wow. This is some astonishing. Let me pull my microphone over so you can hear me, because I look at other things from here. Oh, that's much better. Wow. Look at that aqueduct. Oh, these are astonishingly beautiful. I would love to go for a beautiful bike ride there, Mr. McLeod of the Clan McLeod. I'm Connor McLeod of the Clan McLeod. A wall. Amazing. I mean, my God, that's gorgeous. Astonishing stuff. Thank you, Steve, so much. Those are beautiful. What do you got here, Ray? Do you have Donkey of the Year here? You got a video for me to download. Let me download it and see what it is. Oh, great. Let's hope that there's sound. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Shoot it horizontal next time. That's beautiful. Is that Donkey of the Month? That was a request from Joe LaFaro. You know that, right? He was looking for oh, did you just do that to me? Shite. All right, I'll figure it out. Where did it go? Ray. Okay, perfect. Here's let's see, who's this from? Let me make sure I get this from the right person, because I don't want to goof up. Hey, this is from the incomparable Scotty Love, everybody. This is a day late, but sort of when we were young. My Uncle Fred, a Jewish American, fought the Nazis in World War II with the U.S. Navy. He participated in D-Day. Later, he piloted the landing vessel LST-793 in the Middle Pacific. Well, let's salute him, man, as we did yesterday. Hey, man, there's no time like the present at all. Look at this stuff. Amazing. Wow. Wow, handsome fella too. Thank you for your service, buddy boy. Look at that. Look at that. How crisp uniforms are so great. You wonder why for Donkey of the Month isn't that great, Jojo? You wonder why women fell over dead for guys in a uniform. And poised too. Because it's a look, man. They call him Scotty Love. I had a nice conversation with him yesterday. He's a swell fella. Swell fella. Okay. I gotta restamp these because this thing goofed me up. Hold on a second. I have to do it the right way because I made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo. Okay, I gotta recheck today's pictures because unfortunately I closed the program by accidental. By accidental. That's the kids say now. I closed it by accidental. Dean McKenzie, Auntie Jude, let him in. He's got a stew. Did you make this from scratch? I forgot. I'm gonna make I bought celery, carrots, potatoes, tomatoes, onions. I'm gonna make a nice veg soup. I'm gonna mix it up, add a bit of cream and butter, and make a hearty stew for tonight. Look at that. Take out the meat and I'm in. Look at that. Oh, you're cooking up. You're cooking it up. There's nothing like a nice wintry meal, right? And hopefully you have a nice glass of wine to go with that, right? What do you like to drink with your meals? Are you a beer guy or a cocktail guy? I know you drink cocktails, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, Eminem madness, Mark and Mindy madness, Mark and Mindy madness, yeah, 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 yeah. It's Mork. For all the Mork lovers out there, which you are many. Hi, Morky Mork. Beautiful boy. Prowling around. This is why we never ask them to get a job. Because they do this for us. Look at his big wide-eyed. He's so cute. Look at the wide eyes on him. Amazing. Beautiful boy. Beautiful boy. Oh, that's a great shot of him. He's so handsome. And little did she know what a superstar her brother would be. Literally, her brother, they were womb mates. Does everybody know that they were womb mates? It's amazing. Pretty lady. Look at that perfect profile and her perfect markings. You're so pretty, lady. If she wasn't super affectionate with me, I would spend the rest of my life trying to buy her love. Love me, please. Love me the way I love you. I'm the king of unrequited love. I would just would kill me. Has anybody ever been in a situation where you're like, it could be puppy love, who knows? It usually happens to younger people. It doesn't really happen to older people. But you're so mad for somebody and they just don't return it. And it's just, it's really painful. That's why kids suffer so much. Look at the face on her there. Oh, honey pie. Sometimes her chin looks goth, makes her look goth. Like she's like Tom Segura's wife, Christina P., who wears very dark lipstick. Because she's into goth. She's into the goth world, which is crazy. Beautiful baby. Eminem madness, Mark and Mindy madness. She's like a beautiful bat. And then there's this guy. Eminem madness, everybody. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for enriching our lives every day. A little small glimpse into your world, which is just so great. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Julian with 10 pieces of his photographic art and his great adjectives today. Like, I don't know what's happening here, but it's sure sensational. Wow. Look at that beautifulness. Wow. Ooh, very unusual with portrait photography. Now, that is it's a hinge there. So is it some kind of an ashtray or a place to keep one's snuff? Look at that. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. What kind of star? I know this confuses me so many times. Sometimes he does these things where I can't tell the dimension, like which way's up. I can't ever. It is round, there's square. It's amazing, Julian. And the colors are astonishing. Oh, God. Look at that. Wow. That looks like a Yes album cover. Like you would have been the king of hypnosis had you done it. It's amazing. Wow. That's an amazing picture, Julian. Oh, that one's great too. I love this hallway. Wherever this may be, it's beautiful. Piccadilly Theatre. It's Piccadilly Theatre. Fancy theatre tonight. Fancy show. Piccadilly. The Piccadilly line. Whenever I'm in London, for some reason, that's the main line I'm ever on. I don't know why. Beautiful shot. I guess those are all over London, those thick sidewalk. I guess it's to let light into the underground, right? I would imagine so. It's a great town, London. Wow. That is magnificent. Is that some kind of space ore? Oh, wow. Look at that. How Mondrian. Is that in a public space? Look at the colors on that thing. Julian, astonishing. Wow. Now, Julian, is this something you painted? I know you're a photographer. Well, you're an artistic bastard, but this is very cool. What is going on here? Because this, there's no tricks going on here. This just looks like a piece of art. Did you paint this? Tell me more. Tell me more. Did you get very far? Tell me more. Tell me more. Like, does he ever come? Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable artist in residence, Julian, with his photographic art. Did you paint that? Tell me about that. I need to know. Joe LaFar comes in hard. $4.99 for the donkey of the month. Thanks, Ray Ray. Thank you, Jojo. Let's give you some cowbell. Thank you so much, Sir Julian. Mr. Blair, Nandor celebrating being Nandor. Oh, we love our Nandor. Nandor's so cute. I mean, my God, look at that. You fella. And you probably just got off the couch and you were the one that wrecked it. And who cares? Because you're so cute. Blinky says that's a Dali painting. Is that right? What's your favorite Dali? My favorite is the crucifixion. Amazing. Was at the Guggenheim for a while. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Blair. I think there's another one coming from you too. For the Bashers, Nandor gently taking a cashew. Oh, how cute is this? This is either the things that people who have pets, like, you want to see a picture of my dog taking a cashew? Look at that. So when a dog takes something so gently from your hand, because they know not to do it. Puppies don't know how to do it, but elegant, beautiful creatures like Nandor do. We love you, Nandor. Thanks, Jim Blair. That is so great. It does look like dog yoga, Joe. Sure does. Mr. Bell, a 1986 Seiko 7828. Ooh, vintage Seiko, baby. Everybody here loves their Seikos. I think we all have them, and we all love them. Quartz Chronograph Sports 100. Look at that. That's a great looking watch. Look at that thing. Integrated bracelet. Can I just say how much I like a dirty bezel? I love a dirty bezel. Do you fancy a dirty bezel? I just love life on a bezel when it gets like that. I love it. I think it's so incredibly beautiful. You see its life, you see what's going on there, you see how it's lived. That's a beautiful piece, man. Mr. Bell. That's yours, huh? Wow. That's amazing, Eric Bell. Fergal, more Wonder Lights and Photo House. Yeah, this was beautiful, man. Fergal. What happened? What happened? Where did that just go? Where'd you go? Trying to open a window. Oh, this is amazing. Look at that. It's crazy town. I want to go to there. Wow, that's amazing. Now, where in England is this? Like, how far is it from London town? Do you have to get on the rail? British Rail. Oh, look at that. What? Oh, is that lights? It is. They're projecting koi on the ground. The British love koi. Isn't that amazing? Like Freddie Mercury had a koi pond at Garden Lodge. Like a lot of people have koi when they've got an estate. It's a big thing there. They're big goldfish, right? Koi are just big goldfish. I think that's true. Wow, this is astonishing, man. Or are those real koi? Is that a real picture of koi? That's not water. It's on the ground. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, technically, what do you do when it gets really, really cold? They're cold blooded. I guess they can handle it, right? I'm always like, come inside. It's cold. Wow. Amazing. Beautiful, man. Look at this. That's incredible. Wow. Oh, this is this. Look at the moon. Look at the deer. These are astonishing, Fergal. I hope we had a great time. Like I asked you, was there great dinner and wine involved? There must have been with you two. Louise is like, let's get a bottle. I hope so. Thank you so much, Fergal. Beautiful. Rufus. Hey. I'm going to read this to you. This is from Rufus. I met Odin at the no kill shelter I was volunteering at because he privately told me that he's been volunteering there because of the whole Jackson thing. We got to know each other and I decided to bring them home as a permanent roommate. Odin suffers from feline HIV, so he's an inside cat. He does have a big screened in porch so he can go outside and explore and watch. He loves this. He settled in very quickly, so he's very happy in his new home, and I'm very happy to have him. He is 3, and I'm glad to give him a second chance to all the Bashers meet Odin. Oh my God. Wow. You're a better man than I. You're a much better man than I. I could never go to one of those places. I mean, I should go to one of those places and volunteer, and I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I would just be, and I know that there's a lot of kitty cats and puppy dogs and everybody out there that need a home. Look at this, Odin. You're quite beautiful, and I'm so happy that you're going to stay inside. And feline FIV, it's treatable. So, mwah, big heart out to you, man. Thank you for sharing that with us. You're very beautiful. Oh, come on now. Look at that. We're so, 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 so happy for you. You know, what you've been through is it's just not fair. And for you to meet Odin, that's quite beautiful. So, so happy. Yeah. That's so beautiful. Oh man, look at him. I'm so, so happy for you. What a beauty. Look at him. Look how happy he looks in your home. And I'm so grateful that he can never go outside. Because I like to keep my pets prisoners. Thank you. That's just how it is. Oh my God. That's beautiful, man. Thank you so much for sharing that with everybody. Thank you so much. You deserve it, man. You really deserve it, what you've just been through. It's not easy, my friend. It's not easy. But I still think he's going to show up and Odin will love her brother. That's what I think is going to happen. I really do. I really, really do. For the gallery from Daniel Gutierrez. Hey, DG, what do you got going on here? You got a cartoon? If late, if drunk, new Rolex. Yeah. If late, that's great, man. New Rolex. Brilliant. Oh, man. That's great. That is really great. Uh-oh, Daniel Gutierrez says, got the cool shit. Joe LaFaro says, Rufus, you and Odin needed each other. You sure did, man. You sure did. Daniel Gutierrez says, I got the call. Are you ready for this? Daniel, I don't know what you're going to do. You got some Granny Guinnesses there on the table, though. Look at that. You got a little cake there. You got Granny Guinnesses. You got something from Bulgari. And then look at that box. Oh, crap. You got the call. What's in the box? Oh, boy. Here we go. Oh, boy. He got the Guinness. Wow-wee. Wow-wee, kazowie. Holy macaroni. Holy smokes, man. Look at that. Is there another one? There's only one. Oh, man. That's the. What's the right? God, I'm so shitty with my Rolex references. Jubilee, that's the 1267 GRNR, right? That's what it is. I'm so bad with I'm good with the Omega references. I'm so bad. I think that's the 12126713 GRNR, right? Man, congratulations. What a treat. Look at that. I should have known you had Guinness on the frickin' table there, you moron there. Wow, congratulations. How excellent. Beautiful. I love it on the Jubilee, man. Jubilee, Jubilee. Amazing. Congratulations, pal. You deserve it. You deserve it. That's amazing. Panel power. Logan's Run Carousel. Oh, this is great. Oh God, maybe that'll be tomorrow's thumbnail. Let me see. What do we got here? Yeah, I used this image before too. I've used this image for something. I don't remember what I used it for, but I used it for something. That's Carousel. Welcome to Carousel. Capricorn 16/21/39. Come for life renewal. And then they got zapped with stuff. I mean, the technology is going to look better if they made a remake, but that's amazing. Carousel, great movie. Logan's Run's great. If you've not seen it, watch it. Amazing, amazing film. It probably isn't. It's probably terrible, but I loved it. A wrist shot for the Gallery of Bashtards from Blink, 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 Blink. It's a Doxa. Yeah, baby. We love Doxa on this show. Wow. Hey, that looks cool. Nice bracelet, too. Look at that. Doxa is amazing. Doxa is one of those brands that's just so cool, man. Look at that thing. Oh, I love it. Looks great, man. It's great shape. I mean, technically, it's a square watch, not a tank watch, right? Look at that. I love it. And I love those bead. I love the rice bead bracelets. Always did. The vintage Omega ones. I'll tell you, your hand looks just like mine. You have the same kind of, very, very similar. Hairy wrists. Looks great on you, man. Thank you so much. Great shot. Mr. Brooker, Tilly. Of course, we love some Tilly. Earth to Tilly, calling Tilly. Tilly, come in, Tilly. On the couch where she belongs, as they all do. Beautiful Tilly. Oh, baby. Oh, could you be cuter? Look at that face. Going to give her a million kisses. A million kisses. Beautiful. We love Tilly. Mr. Brooker, legendary. Thanks, pal. Thank you for that. Amazing. And local cat spotted or local spoiled cat? Who's this cat? Remember, he lives in Vietnam. Now, whose cat is this? Look at this beautiful. Look at the markings on that. It's like like a leopard. It's like a leopard and a tiger in one. What a pretty baby. Now, this isn't a stray cat, right? Does it have its tongue out? Blinky, I want an explanation on who this is. Exactly. Who's this cat? Look at the coat on this cat. Where did you meet this cat? Is this cat like a street cat? She looks like a leopard. Is it Bengal? Is that what it is, Melly C? Looking at the things right now. Yeah, Odin and another cat had been there for a while, so those eyes and his personality really got me. I bet, yeah. Blinky says, my friend took a photo in a shop. I want you to go back there and go snatch that cat because it's a shop cat. It looks dehydrated because its tongue is hanging out. I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know for sure, but what a beautiful kitty cat. Anyway, guys and dolls, that's the Gallery of Bashtards. The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. That's amazing. Everybody, Brad, congratulations. Daniel, on your two-tone Rolex GMT Master 2, baby. Doxa graphic, very, very cool. Unique Doxa. Everybody here loves Doxa. We're all big fans. Amazing. Bang and Rolex. Rufus, he looks lovely. Everybody's so happy for you, Rufus. We're so happy for you. Of course, we want the safe return of Jackson, and I have faith for the end of time. But I'm so happy that you gave Odin that beautiful home. You have so much love to give, and I can't believe you were brave enough to go work at the clinic. I could never do it because I'd want to take each and every one of them home. I take you, and I'm not in a position where I can do that. Not till Italy. It's over. It's over because this place where I live is just cursed at this point in the game. But anyway, guys, that's the show. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you for when you were Wednesdays. Some great pictures. Fantastic stuff all around. You beautiful people. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Eric B. Thanks, Softcore Tirico, and Jojo. Whoa. And all you beautiful bashers. I'll be back tomorrow night for Thursday, which is free form. We do whatever we want. We don't have the theme. It's not Speedy Tuesday. It's not When We Were Wednesdays. Come up with a theme for Thursdays, and I'll be damn fine with it. I don't mind. I reckon we could go along with just about any single thing that you want to talk about on a live show. It's fine. I'm actually cool with it. Yeah, and we'll see you then. So thanks, everybody. And once again, thanks for all the great pictures. And Rufus, man, we love you. And we love Jackson, and we love Odin. And congratulations. And thanks for all the great stuff. And thank you for letting me be a part of your world today. Thanks so much. I'm grateful. Until then, guys, tonight is the night that I'm assembling the calendar. So if you have not sent me your pictures, I'll just go in there and find them myself because I'll have to do that. Basherdirk@gmail.com. That's Basherdirk@gmail.com. Send me a picture. Jackson and Odin will both be in there. I can guarantee you that because it's got to go to press. So if you haven't sent me a picture with the name of your animal, don't give me multiple choices. Give me your favorite picture of your pet and all that stuff and say pet calendar on it. And then we'll be good to go. And that'll be coming out for everybody for Christmas. Thanks so much, guys. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, if you meet somebody who's not so kind, give them kindness back in return because they could be having a terrible day. They could be the nicest person in the world and just they're suffering badly. Or else maybe they're just a cunt.